following lecture was produced by Glorian Publishing, a non-profit organization, and is one of hundreds of lectures freely available via download, podcasts, streaming radio, and transcription. These lectures range in topic and complexity in order to address the many needs of humanity. We invite you to browse our library of lectures, books, courses, and articles to find teachings that suit you. Through the support of donations, Glorian Publishing has published 40 books, hosts international retreats several times a year, offers free online courses, and many other valuable resources, available to anyone worldwide. All of this has been made possible by the financial support of listeners like you. Your donations make it possible for this free public service to reach thousands of people every day. To make a tax-deductible donation in any amount, even anonymously, visit GnosticTeachings.org. Now, with heartfelt wishes for the end of suffering for all creatures, we begin the lecture. May all beings be happy.
The Mahabharata, Maha actually means great. In Bharata, sometimes it's translated as war and sometimes warrior. When you read the Bhagavad Gita, which is part of this book, when Krishna is addressing Arjuna, he said, "O Bharata," which means "O warrior." So this, the whole poem, because it's a poem, is called the Mahabharata, and it is the great warrior or the great war. And really, it's a very profound book. It's very big, older than the Bible. Remember that the Bible is a book written in the third sub-race of the Aryan race, because Moses came from Egypt. And Jerusalem, of course, was born after the civilization of Egypt. And Egypt came as civilization from India. And India, of course, we have this great poem, which is called the Mahabharata, when you find the story of this root race, really, in a very beautiful way described in Sanskrit. And since in the forum someone asked us to explain about the Mahabharata, and this is, we're trying to explain the Bible, and we are stuck in Genesis, in the first, second chapter, and we are there and don't move, because it's very profound. And this is very profound too. And in order to dig in it, we have to know Sanskrit. But of course, knowing Kabbalah and symbology, the interpretation of symbols or archetypes, we can dig into it and see the meaning of it, which is very profound. And for that, of course, we had to quote chapters and verses, and it's a huge book. But thank goodness, this movie maker, Peter Brooks, made this movie based on the book. And it's very accurate. So I said, it's better if we watch the movie. Actually, there are 3 CDs. We are going to watch today only the first CD and explain about it after. But I said maybe if I talk before, Jesus, of course, talking about the creation of the world, or in other words, the Genesis, according to the Mahabharata. And since in Hinduism, you know that they believe or they address many gods and goddesses. The relationship of the gods with human beings, which is precisely the synthesis, as we do. We always talk about the human being, but also about the monad. We are actually, physically speaking, the lower part of God. And God will be, in this case, the higher part of all of us. And in Hebrew, the word Elohim means gods and goddesses. Somehow the translators, because they were always addressing one God, they translated as God. But the point is that all Nietzsche's know that the one God that we have within is one with the gods of others that are within them. So that word Elohim embraces all the whole, as this movie. So when we heard, for instance, all the Hindus, the Brahmins, they believe in many gods. I said, no, not only them. Christians also, but they call it angels. It's just a change of names. But the reality is that everybody believes in gods, whether you call it divas, angels, masters, monads, but they exist. And God is the flame that burns in every single God. So that's why God is gods, or Elohim, in other words. And here we will see precisely that boy that you see in the beginning of this movie represents any one of us. This is how we had to start. Understand that that boy is any one of us, and that he's talking with his guru or with somebody that knows about it, and this is how everything starts. You know, when we are looking for the knowledge, we find the guru, we find the enlightened man, which is following the path and explains. This is how everything starts from within you and from the universe. So let us now begin with this. And at the end, we will discuss if you memorize everything.
To learn more about what you learned in this lecture, we invite you to explore the books published by Glorian Publishing, available from booksellers worldwide. You may also be interested in online courses or upcoming retreats, all of which you can learn about at GnosticTeachings.org. All of this has been made possible by the financial support of listeners like you. Will you help others to benefit from this knowledge? Most spiritual schools recommend a donation of $10 to $20 per lecture. Every donation helps. Make a donation now at GnosticTeachings.org. Thank you. May all beings be happy.